10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Champions! Wrexham are promoted. They have their storybook ending.
You can walk through the fire. You can walk through the fire. When it's down to the wire. You can walk through the fire.
Holy crap. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Wrexham Texan. My name is Jake Green. It's been 2 months since I've been able to put a podcast on the air. Thank y'all for tuning into this one. Consistency is key to these things, and I know that. Life's just been hectic. So apologies for not putting out any dadgum podcasts. Man, there we go. That sounds so much better. All right. Yeah. Apologies for not putting out any podcasts for the last 2 months. Hopefully that won't happen again. We're going to get you all caught up, or I'm going to catch up with you. It has been a rough 2 months as far as Wrexham AFC football goes. It's almost as though the January, February time period is just a time that we decide to take off of actually playing well. And we just decide to piss all our fans off. We kind of just embarrass ourselves a few times. But then, generally speaking, we pick it back up in March, which is what we did yesterday. March and April, we tend to finish strong, but January, February, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the new year. Maybe everybody's too drunk from celebrating the new year. I don't know. I honestly don't know what it is, but it's not good. It's not great. It's not something that we want to continue. I would prefer to not trend that direction where we can just expect horrific disappointment during January and February. But it's 2 years in a row. It's 2 years in a row. I don't know if y'all remember, but last year when we were down in League Two, everyone was calling for or not everyone, but many people were calling for Parky's head by like mid-February. So many people thought that he was managing it extremely poorly, that we weren't going to go anywhere, that there was no way he was going to get us promoted. Wrong. The man knows what he's doing. There's always going to be streaks where teams play poorly. And I don't know, it might just happen that both those times were in January, February. Maybe we're not a cold weather team. Maybe Parky just gathers a whole bunch of people who play better when it's above freezing. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I would love to hear any hypotheses on that from y'all out there, because it's weird. It's definitely weird. We just cannot seem to get it together during these 2 months. I think we're past the storm. I think that we have moved on from the darkest days of the season. We've got a bunch of healthy people. Not everybody is perfectly healthy, but we do have a bunch of healthy people. Andy Cannon is not in that, sadly. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about injury stuff here in a bit. But I think that we've made it through the tunnel. We're coming out the other side, and I think we're going to finish this strong. I think we're going to finish this season strong. I still think we're going to get promoted automatically at the end of April. I think we can do it. I think we're going to do it. That's just what I think right now. Let's watch the highlights from yesterday, because I haven't gotten to watch the highlights yet. I listened to the game yesterday. I was sitting in a dentist chair, getting my teeth worked on, teeth cleaned, I guess, and listening to the game. And for the 5 minutes that it took me to get up from the chair and go pay and then walk out to my car when I wasn't listening, that's the point where we scored. So I didn't even get to see the dadgum goal. So why don't you watch it with me? Or if you're just listening, just listen with me. And actually, I can't play Mark Griffiths, otherwise I get a copyright strike, which is extremely frustrating considering it's live sports. That should not be a thing. I'm basically reporting on the news. So I'm going to turn up just a little. So if you can turn it up real loud, you can hear it. But I mean, it was an exciting game, and I remember that one going in, and dude was offsides. 15 minutes in, I thought we were down 1. Griffiths. I mean, look, I have Paramount Plus and I have Wrexham. I've whatever this app is. What's this dad app called? Yeah, whatever it is. I have it. Mark Griffiths is substantially better than any Paramount Plus CBS Sports broadcaster is. He is knowledgeable, he's funny, he's entertaining, and he is excitable. Those are like the 4 cornerstones of being a good commentator. And the Paramount Plus guys are so boring. If you live here in the States and that's all you can watch it on, then you know what I'm talking about. If you live abroad and you primarily listen to Mark Griffiths and you never listened to Paramount Plus, consider yourself lucky. It is the most Americanized, boring broadcast there is for football. So, but yeah. One guy who I think has been playing phenomenally is Dobson. That guy is incredible. What a not replacement, but what a fantastic addition in like George Evans' spot. that shot. He had a one-on-one with Okonkwo and he launched it 80 feet above the net. That is so pathetic. I can't believe that happened. I just know I'm going to get a copyright strike. I'm going to lower it. I'm going to lower the volume so I don't get that stinking strike, because they tend to recognize it via audio and not video during the live stream. So 56 minutes in, here we come down the pitch. What a shot. What a save. Their goalie, man. Their goalie did a fantastic job. And Huddersfield, keep in mind, Huddersfield's number 6. So it's not like they're a bad squad. Wait, number 6 or number 8? I think maybe number 8. I think number 8. And yeah, fantastic squad. They're fighting for their playoff spot. They're trying to get promoted the same as we are. They have not resigned themselves to stay in League One for another season. 70th minute, here they come again. It was a very back and forth game. Who was it? Was it Dobson that ended up going out and Elliot Lee came in? Yeah, I think that's what it was. I thought Okonkwo sounded like he played a good game. Griffiths and Mia Roberts made some comments on Okonkwo and how, some people just have bad games sometimes. They're referring to a game earlier in the season. And I think a lot of people have issues with him clearing the ball and throwing the ball, and basically his handling, not his goalkeeping, which I understand. And there are things you can always improve on. So he's working on that, and he'll get much better at that. So, and here comes Stephen Fletcher with, it's a controversial goal. I get it. I get why somebody would be upset, but man, their player was in the goal with us. Like their player was in line with Stephen Fletcher. He was absolutely not offsides. If they didn't want Fletcher to score in that situation, don't be standing in the goal like a doofus. Yeah, and some people will say we kicked it out of the goalie's hands. I don't think so. Not a chance. I think it was a good goal, and I really don't have. Yeah, just look at that. Look at these views. Like, in what world should that not have counted? Like, it was a great soccer play, great football play. The goalie just didn't grab it. That was the only thing that happened on that play. That was like possibly Let's go back a little bit. I want to see. There was a good, this one right here. See, look at this. Okay, so when I'm just going to pause it. So Fletcher runs into the goal after he tried to kick. Then you got this guy right over here. I mean, they're literally even. Like, he's not offsides. The goalie does not have possession of it. I forget who this was. Was that Marriott that kicked it right there? I can't remember. But kicked it out of the way. And I mean, you're standing right there, man. How are you going to say it's offsides? Like, how on earth are you going to say that Stephen Fletcher is offsides when you're standing parallel with him? Like, you have to look around him in order to see the ref, in order to see the linesman. So I thought it was a fantastic play. I mean, Stephen Fletcher is the freaking man for us. Like, that dude. Is there anybody more clutch for us than Stephen Fletcher at this point? He's been the guy to score our goals during this drought, this almost winless drought. He's been the only guy stepping up and actually doing things on a consistent basis as far as scoring goals. They did have a couple shots here at the end, a couple chances to tie it back up, which were extremely nerve-wracking. But Okonkwo and the defense were able to shut them down. It's 7 minutes of injury time. That seemed excessive. I didn't remember there being that many stoppages. 7 minutes seemed like way too much. Generally, I like longer stoppage times, but it just didn't seem warranted this time. There weren't any like massive injuries that took forever. I don't know. 5 or 6. 5. I'd say 5 would have been fine. But in the end, we still held on, and we still were able to clinch those 3 points versus a team that was very good and an away game. That's the biggest accomplishment of this whole match. Was here we go. Here's the final corner, which was terrifying. Here we go. He's going to take it. And yeah, really thought. Oh, he had a clear shot by himself and he whiffed the ball. He whiffed the dadgum ball. How do you do that? That's so bad. Oh, man. Yeah, heck of a game. It really allowed me to ignore everything that the dentist was doing in my freaking mouth. And I hate the dentist. Can't stand it. So much pain every time. Although this time was a little less painful, which was nice. Yeah, it was a great distraction. Listened to the entire game. I've gotten to watch most of the games. Not all of them. Mind you, the whole reason that I've been so inconsistent is because we've been all over the place. We're building a house right now, literally with our own 2 hands, on 4 hands if you count my wife. We're building a house in the middle of nowhere in Montana, and it's a lot of going back and forth between Georgia and Montana. It is trying to sell the house that I'm currently sitting in right now. Of course, right when I finish my podcast studio, we sell the house. So it's been a lot of moving around. I normally do things on I normally do this show on Sundays, or I have in the past, and that's not possible when I'm traveling almost every Sunday. And so I've switched it. Wednesday is now the normal day. It will be Wednesdays. I think at 6 p.m., possibly at 5, but I think at 6 p.m. For the time being. And it's going to be much easier. It's so much easier to do this in the evenings during the week rather than on the weekend on a Sunday. It's right after the Tuesday game, right before the Saturday game. So it works, and it's a very similar way that the Sunday worked, right after the Saturday game and before the Tuesday game. So, yeah, so just expect this to come out live on Wednesdays and then be put on, Spotify and all those platforms directly after. Yeah. All right, y'all. One thing I wish the club would do is on their website, they have the news tab, which is the main thing that I go to the Wrexham website for is the news about the squad. Because like I follow, that's what it is. I prefer FOTMob for all my football related stats and scores and all that kind of thing. And to be fair, the website and the app look fantastic and are pretty dang good for Wrexham. I think they're doing a great job building that out. One thing they need to do is down here with all of these subject matters that you can search through for the news, there has to be an injuries one. Okay. They need to put out better injury updates, and I need a list at all times. I don't know what's going on with half the people who are injured. I don't know, it took searching for me to find out what happened to Andy Cannon. And that dude's poor ACL. Been there, done that, man. It's ruptured. It's not torn, so that's good. But still surgery. Like he's still going to be out the rest of the season and some of next season, unless he really works his tail off. The one thing I need for the news is the injury report. All the other stuff is fine. I don't mind it. But I need to be able to. Good Lord, what the heck was that? I need to be able to sort by injury reports and injury updates and that kind of stuff, because that's the most relevant to the season. Like that's the stuff that people need to know if they're going to be talking about the squad. I just wish there was a good injury report. Because look, I'm scrolling through. This is like 2 weeks ago, and I've yet to see any injury report on anybody. That just seems like a problem to me. Like, 'cause I know people are injured. Like, there it is. Okay, there's an injury update on Andy Cannon on February 25th. That was rough. I mean, it didn't look like he did anything, but man, as soon as he went down, they called for the stretcher, and that was rough. Yeah, I just wish there was more just be able to filter by injuries. That's what I want. That's what I want. Maybe I can just search. Here, let's figure it out together. Injury. Okay, I mean that's popped up there a little quicker. Still, like the word injury is in all of these things, which injury is in the contract news for Jacob Mendy. So many, like I want to be able to search. If you're gonna have the search function, allow me to search just the headline. Just the headline. I know there was injuries during this time. Why are they not showing up? Yeah, it's just not very good. It's just not a very good search way to figure out who's injured and who's not. Anyway, that's my one complaint about the website. Otherwise, it works pretty well for me. iFollow works most of the time. I think it's stupid that the app won't let you AirPlay it onto the TV. It just goes out and won't play anymore. So then I have to go to the website and then AirPlay it from there. Really dumb. And there's a whole thing now with sites and like I can't watch like HBO Max or Peacock on my computer when I have an external monitor connected. Like how stupid is that? Like that's so freaking stupid and frustrating. Like I just have an external monitor. If I want to watch Max, I should be able to watch Max. I'm going off on tangents. Let's go back to the squad. Okay. We beat Huddersfield at Huddersfield yesterday. Fletcher scored in the 73rd minute. They dominated possession, but we dominated with expected goals. They had more shots than we did, but we had more big chances. And man, I thought their team was very good. I thought they played really well. They're very solid. I would be nervous to play them again in the playoffs if it comes to that. Who on our team played well? So Okonkwo definitely played well for sure. The defense definitely played well. And then Rathbone, that guy, is there anybody who seems like he's everywhere on the field all at once, more than Ollie Rathbone? That guy is the little Energizer bunny, man. He never stops. He just pesters the ever living crap out of the opposing players. And it's beautiful. Those are my favorite kind of players, especially the favorite defensive players are the ones who do that. Overall, I mean, it was just an exciting game, and I think we played really well. And it's what made me think that we're out of our bad spell. Let's just go look at the last few games real quick, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so minus the Peterborough game, so we tied with Bolton at home. Something we should have beat them. Let's be real. We beat Mansfield away. Okay, so I will say beating Mansfield away, that one did make me think that we were bouncing back and back on a good streak. Obviously, we won these 4 in a row, but 2 of them were EFL trophies. So it is what it is. Like, I don't care so much about the EFL trophy. So at one point we had won 1, 2, 3 out of 5 in League One play. And it was this Mansfield game that made me think, okay, maybe this is the game. This is the match where we come out of this. And then we proceeded to tie with Bolton at home and lose in the EFL trophy after definitely dominating that game. We absolutely should have won that game to go on to was it the championship or semifinals? I can't remember. Either way, we should have won that game against Peterborough. That was embarrassing at the end. But now that we've won. I wish I would say it right here. I love that it always says the last 5 games, but it didn't this time. So we've won 1, tied 1, and yeah, so we've won 3 out of the last 5 again. This time beating Huddersfield away to round out that 5-game window. And I fully believe that we are out of the dark days. I think we're so close to catching Wickham. If we had just, if we didn't go through this dark stretch, we would still be in second place. But man, we did, and we're in third, which is not a bad place to be, considering what our January, February looked like. And we're, well ahead of, I guess they have a game in, no, we have a game in hand. So we're well ahead of Stockport, well ahead of Charlton, and now definitely well ahead of Huddersfield. And so if we can just I don't think anybody's catching Birmingham. Let's be real about that. I don't think Birmingham can be caught, can be catched. Oh, I don't think Birmingham can be catched, y'all. Dadgummit. So they're just playing really good ball, except for this past game. I guess they got smoked. Who did they get smoked by? Bolton. Oh, yeah, the team we tied against. So it does make us look less bad for tying Bolton. But, oh, holy crap. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. Not even tired. Yeah, I don't think we're going to catch Birmingham. I think Wickham is our way into the championship. I think surpassing them is 100% doable, and I would say likely. that might be overly optimistic, but let's check out some of their upcoming fixtures. They've got Peterborough. They've got, we play them. We play them on the 15th. So 10 days from now, we play them. Rotherham, they've got Huddersfield. Any other rough games? We don't have too many more difficult games. They got Bolton, Charlton, and Stockport. Okay, so they end the season with three out of their last 4 games are top 8 teams. So that's a difficult end to the season. So there's that. And then we also get to play them one more time, which is fantastic. And that's exactly what we want, because if we beat them, that really sets us up for success. Let's check out the remaining schedule for us. So this Saturday, we've got Rotherham. Apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I think it's Rotherham. Could be wrong. Reading, Reading. Oh my gosh. Wickham. Yeah, that's the big game. Saturday, March 15th. That's the big one. I'll be here doing an estate sale at my house because we're selling a bunch of stuff before we move. Let's see. Exeter, Cambridge, Burton. And then our final 5 games are Wigan, Bristol, Blackpool, Charlton, and Lincoln. It is a much easier schedule. It's a much easier end of season schedule than what Wickham has, which leads me to believe that we will surpass them. And I don't think it's all dependent on us beating them. I think if we tie them, we can still surpass them. If we lose to them, then it's going to be more of an issue. But I think it's likely. I think it's a more than 50% chance that we overtake Wickham and secure that second spot, that second automatic spot. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that's reasonable? I don't see a good reason why that wouldn't happen, or why that's not likely to happen. Wickham's good, but they're not untouchable. They're not. We're on the same level as Wickham at this point in time. They've proven themselves, we've proven ourselves. There's not a huge difference between the two squads. I think we are 100% better than these 3 right below us. It is interesting to watch Stockport come up too, though. And then everybody was freaking out about the Leyton Orient game. We're going to lose games. I didn't understand that because they're not horrible. They're up here. It's not like we lost to one of the 4 at the bottom. Poor Crawley Town. I didn't freak out so much about the Leyton Orient game. I thought we did. We're going to lose some games and it's going to suck. But yeah, the one that hurt the most for me was not the Leyton Orient. I think there was a Stevenage game. In the Shrewsbury game. Yeah. It was rough. Shrewsbury, Birmingham, Stevenage. That was a rough little run for us. Loss, draw, loss. That's painful. And then we kicked it back into gear with a couple wins in the league and then lost to Leyton Orient. It's just, I say dark days, and then looking back at the fixtures, it's not too dark. It just wasn't great. It's just not what we're used to. So maybe that's just what it is. Stop getting used to winning all the time. I think that might be the key to happiness as a Wrexham fan. Just don't get used to winning all the time, and you'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? I'm interested to know, and I'll respond if y'all put comments this week. I'll respond to them next week on the episode. We'll address some of your concerns or some of your thoughts. So let me know what you think about all that. Let's see. Is there anything else since last we spoke, since last I had an episode, lots of Ryan Reynolds drama, with this whole Blake Lively, whatever that other dude's name is. He's under fire quite a bit, Ryan Reynolds. So I don't know what's going on with that. Couldn't really care less. Whatever. I don't know. I'm sure people out there are freaking out about it, but I couldn't care less. What else has happened? More cop plans, which is pretty cool. Let's see if I can. I know they had a article about it. We'll go to this tab. Let's see. Limited edition St. David's Day shirts. Those are pretty cool. I like that emblem right there in the chest. Where is it? I saw the cop. Here we go. Cop updates. The meeting was 2 days ago. I thought it was 2 days from now, but it was 2 days ago. Dang. Sorry, y'all. I should have looked up what happened with that meeting because I don't know. Updated designs for the new cop stand are included on the Wrexham County Borough Council Planning Committee agenda. That is a mouthful. For the meeting on Monday, March 3rd, and are pleased that they are recommended for approval. That's awesome. The committee recognizes the significant enhancement that the development will have on the area. We are confident the planning committee will endorse the report's recommendation and that this will be the first key step on our journey to creating a four-sided stadium for the club and community. Not to be a downer, but government sucks and government lies, and I don't know what happened in this meeting, and maybe we can look it up. But I just don't trust that. Yeah, they're confident, but who the frick knows? Cop update council meeting. Let's see if that comes back with any. Dadgummit. I love the what am I even trying to say? So I don't use Chrome. I use Brave because it is privacy based and it will block all sorts of ads and trackers and just tons of stuff. The issue with it is you're not supposed to use Google on their platform because Google has all these workarounds that will track you whether or not you have Brave. So, there we go. How about that?
I can't.
Dadgummit. I'll mute that. And we'll share this tab instead. Well, maybe. There we go. All right. We're not going to watch the video, but we are going to show window, that one. There we go. Wrexham AFC cop stand approved. Wrexham AFC Ron Reynolds and Rob McElhenney can today celebrate the news that the Wrexham AFC cop stand has gained official approval from Wrexham Council. The construction will begin at the end of the season. There you go. All right. That is exciting. That is extremely exciting. We finally get the cop stand. I mean, that has been a battle that they've been fighting for a long time. So congrats to them. That'll be wonderful. To have a four-sided stadium, the noise level alone is worth the investment. That will rattle people. That will rattle opposing teams, opposing coaches. It'll be much, much more fun and will allow us to have way more momentum when we have a little bit at all. So that's exciting. That is very exciting. And before we get out of here today, y'all, let's give my prediction for the next two games because we've got two games before the next podcast. Saturday, March 11th and Tuesday. No, good Lord. Saturday, March 8th and Tuesday, March 11th. Rotherham and Reading. And let's just go see where they are on the table. They're not high. Or no, Reading is. I forgot Reading's 8. Okay, Reading's 8. Huddersfield is 6. That's what it is. I'm an idiot. And then Rotherham is mid-table with 44 points. They got -1 goal differential. They haven't scored tons of goals. Well, we've scored 10 more goals than they have. We've let in 11 fewer goals than they have. And then Reading, they are 8th with 54 points, so a good 11 points behind us, with a +4 goal differential. So as far as predictions go, we're playing Rotherham at home. They're the worst of the two teams that we're playing before next episode. I think, like I said, I think we're out of the rough patch. I'm going 3-0 versus Rotherham. I think we come back strong. I think we dominate this team. I think we show that we are not messing around these last 2 months of the season. And I think we set ourselves up nicely against Reading on Tuesday night, March 11th, where we will, 4 p.m. Sweet. Normally the game's at 2, but it's at 4 this time. That's great. And I think Reading, they're not bad. They're pretty dang good. Let's go click on this. Head to head, we beat them 3-0 in August of last year. 3-0, I don't think is going to be doable on the road versus Reading. And I don't think Reading had found their footing quite yet. Jeez. Yo. I don't know why I just started yawning all of a sudden. I think we come away with a draw. I think it's a 1-1. No. I'm going optimistic. I got a feeling. 2-1. 2-1. We win 2-1 against Reading away. I think we score in injury time to win it, and a lot of people get pissed off. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah, there you go. So those are my predictions. 3-0 versus Rotherham, 2-1 versus Reading. And I think, coming away from that with 6 points, while Wickham, before we play Wickham, I think that's a phenomenal thing. They only have one game before we play them against Peterborough. Peterborough played like they did in the tournament, then that'll be a good game. But I doubt they will. Wickham has 5 wins. There's 3 draws, and Peterborough has 3 wins. Peterborough is way down on the table. I think Wickham's going to win that one. So I think we'll gain 3 points. I think by the time we play Wickham, we will have surpassed them in points. I think they will be at 70 and we will be at 71, which will make for a heck of a matchup that day. So yeah, I mean, the thing I'm looking forward to most is our game against Wickham, because that's going to be a nail biter. There we go. 11 a.m. for me, March 15th. That's the one I'm looking forward to most, but don't look too far ahead. We've got Rotherham and Reading, who are, not to be scoffed at. They're not terrible. Reading's good and Rotherham's fine. They're mid-table in League Two, so they can't be too terrible. Yeah. Real quick, I am unimpressed with a few of our signings. First off, haven't seen James McLean in a while. That's a sad one. Love me some James McLean. Owen O'Connell's been killing it. Thomas O'Connor's been great. It's nice seeing some Mendy playing time. Cleworth, that guy has been absolutely killer. Revan, he's been good. He's no Ryan Barnett, but he's good. Look, I'm a huge Ryan Barnett fan. I think that guy is potentially could have carried us into the championship with his play on the sides. I think he's just so stinking good. Matty James, I hear his name a lot. Have not really paid much attention to him, to be honest. I get sidetracked by George Dobson and Ollie Rathbone. Those are the two that I tend to watch the most. I am not that impressed with Sam Smith. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Because Sam Smith and Rodriguez, we haven't seen Ollie Palmer play in quite a while. Stephen Fletcher comes in late in games and scores goals when Sam Smith and Rodriguez couldn't. Jack Marriott's starting to play a lot more, or starting to play more again, and I'm good with Marriott playing. But, we're not seeing Palmer, who I thought was killing it for us in the first half of the season. We're not seeing Mullen very often, who has just seemed to be kind of sidelined this year. It's a weird one to have him be the star of the show for the past 3 years, and then all of a sudden he's just on the sidelines most of the time. I don't like it very much. I miss Ollie Palmer. I think his big presence, and he hustles, man, and he mouths off and he gets in their heads. I like Ollie Palmer. I wish his dad would stop talking to the press. But I like Ollie Palmer. Wish he was playing more. I think we'd be doing better with him playing. But that's just me. I'm not the manager. Manager can make the decisions. And if we get promoted or if we make it to the playoffs, then hard to argue with it. Poor Andy Cannon, my favorite player, just gone for the season. That was a brutal one. But yeah, Ryan Barnett, I think, could have won Player of the Texan of the Year. Still can. We'll see how the last 2 months go. But yeah, y'all, that'll do it for this episode. It's a little bit longer, it's a little more casual. I don't feel rushed on a Wednesday night. On a Sunday, I do feel rushed because I want to go spend time with my wife and hang out with folks. So I like this Wednesday night format. I can hang out a little longer and talk to y'all a little longer and spew my thoughts that have been bottled up for 2 months now. And yeah, I miss doing this. This is fun. For a minute, I was like, do I need to come back and do this anymore? Are people sick of this? Do I actually have this much to say about Wrexham, and do I want to do it? Well, the answer is yes. I like doing this, and I'm going to start getting guests back on. I've got a list of guests that I want, and I'm going to start reaching out to them, and hopefully I'll be getting some yeses. Don't know if I mentioned this before. I definitely did, but I'm going to mention it again. I sent Elliot Lee's Texan of the Year belt buckle to him earlier or late last year, and it finally arrived. He finally got it. He posted on Instagram, and y'all, this thing was sick. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Wrexham Texan. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Elliot Lee finally got his belt buckle. That thing, the thing is beautiful. Molly's Custom Silver, they are the bomb. Texan of the Year for the 2023-24 season. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know this, but the customs, so it costs like $170 to ship something to Wales from the United States. $170. And then it got held up in customs, where I then had to figure out how to pay $90 more. So all in all, the shipping alone cost $260 to get that thing to him. How stupid. I mean, that is so freaking stupid. I'm going to see if I can order something local. I don't know if anybody makes belt buckles in Wales, but I need to order from a local person near Wrexham that can drop it off at the facility for the Texan of the Year this year, because I don't know if that's sustainable, if I can spend that much money on the belt buckle and then that much money shipping these things abroad. I might just get them made and then take them whenever I go there. Although that just seems so stupid. But yeah, I was very excited. He put it out there on Instagram, said thank you. It was freaking awesome. Loved it. And yeah. So there you go, y'all. That is episode number 83. We are 17 away from 100. We're going to get to 100. I'm getting to 100, and I'm not going to stop after that. Head on over to PeacefulSea.network. We put out a bunch of shows. We're launching a new show, 2 new shows this month. We're launching one about the stunt industry. My wife is an actress and a stunt woman, and she has a friend who is a huge stunt man in the stunt industry in film and television, worked on like Marvel movies, basically anything that requires a stunt, he's probably worked on it. And he is interviewing some huge stunt people in the industry, which is going to be very interesting. The first episode comes out a week from today, actually, and it's phenomenal. So look forward to that. Go over to PeacefulSea.network. You can check out all our shows. If you prefer watching or listening to your podcast on Spotify, we put all these things out on Spotify. And you can actually add our playlist that has every single thing that we produce and distribute. We put all the episodes right there. So whenever that gets updated, you get updated with the newest episode. So, yeah, go check out the website for that. Actually, I'll just show you since we're here and I've got nothing else to do tonight except work on my business. If you go down here, you can save it on Spotify right there. So Rumble and Spotify are our primary platforms. YouTube's fine, but Rumble is far better for creators, far better for monetary reasons. But you can, this is the playlist I was talking about on Spotify. You can save this on Spotify and it'll give you all of the things that we make each week. It'll populate them, or you can go to Rumble and do the same thing, or you can click on Rumble and go to the channels. Like we've got 1 million channels for all our different shows. Libations, Free Georgia, Cascade Effect. That's a great show. Wrexham Texan, Fall Guy, and On the Drive Home. Those are our channels on Rumble. And yeah, you can also join the Dollar Media Club if you want. You get access to some subscriber-only shows, our documentaries, our movies, and a whole bunch of other stuff. You get access to the Discord and all that kind of, you can interact with me and all the other lunatics that are in our Discord. So, yeah, that'll do it for tonight, y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next Wednesday at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Eastern. So that's 11 p.m. GMT if you're watching across the pond. Peace.
Search my soul with all your heart. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. And if you knock my soul with all your strength, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find it.